Well, the continuation of this disaster with the Kmart Deluxe, I threw out a lifeline, and this is where I ended up. And I am going to serve penance, whatever penance for it, and take my punishment, my lickings for destroying these blades with the puller earlier in this video, but for the first time on his video seeing it, we're doing a 2-for-1.
A busted blade, not of natural causes.
Nope, it was a man-made problem. So for your viewers, I used a puller, and I bent the blades. Just no way to sugarcoat that.
Yeah, no self-control.
No self-control, and the worst part about it is I didn't even get them off. I stopped immediately. Not immediately.
No, you didn't stop it.
Probably a few more times around. And so we think these blades are trash, and so now it's really just getting them off. And
well, we'll try to save them, but they're pretty far gone.
we can't make it worse. Is really what it is.
Oh, you can definitely make it worse. Well, I think we'll hit it with a heat gun first and get the hub nice and hot. Let it go through a thermal cycle, and then see if we can. We'll use the puller again, but we'll use a reasonable amount of force and see if we get it to move. I have a lot of telephones.
You want to make a call?
I don't have to call anyone right now. Do you recognize that font?
No.
Really? That's the General Electric font.
Oh, yeah.
This came out of the General Electric headquarters.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yep. Where are they headquartered?
They were in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Oh,
they just moved out a couple years ago because the taxes just became out of control.
And then how did you get your hands on that?
I could tell you later.
Okay.
I was hoping that some of those would be found in the building, but
oh yeah,
I didn't have such
that would.
There might be one somewhere in there.
Yeah, but I'm sure an employee took it. I would.
It probably just got thrown out. So I'll fill in for Kevin, and I'll block that camera.
Oh, sweet.
And then I'll block this one.
I'll kick your tripod.
Perfect.
I said to Eddie on the way over, I was like, oh, it's like you didn't see anything on the phone, but maybe we would see Kevin, because it seems like every time I call or show up, he's here.
Yeah, I was gonna invite him, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to drive because there's salt on the roads.
Yeah.
And if his car got a little salty, oh no.
He should look at my car after driving 7 hours to the fan meet.
Well, he's got 5 of them. Pick one and let it get salty.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a torch, but I would have to call my neighbor and borrow his.
Then I got thinking with the fan, is this a situation where I would have been better off, or the fan I should say, would have been better off if I never bought it and just let the guy keep it? No, he probably would.
No, it would have got thrown out.
It would have got thrown out. At least it has a fighting chance. No thanks to me.
And now it's only halfway mixed up.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me this is filthy too.
I didn't get that far with it. Actually, I think I did wipe it down. Go back and look.
Well, after you wiped it down, did you put the dust back?
Yeah, actually I did. I felt bad.
That's what it looks like.
This thing was so nasty. It was clear to me that whoever had this fan like wiped the cabinet down. I mean, the guards were just as bad. The guards, I don't know if you recall or not, but they had some cracking, like basically the screws were holding it into place. But I took it all apart, even the broken pieces, and I ran it through the dishwasher, and I thought, what do I have to lose? Because it was so dirty. There was no way I would have been able to effectively hand clean it. And came out awesome. All the guards were upstairs, but it came out awesome.
And it's starting to move now.
Nice.
So we just, yeah, actually this is probably making some awful sounds.
Yeah. Add a heat gun to the listed microphone, heat gun, camera.
Someone said that GoPro.
I know.
It's supposed to stay in the box.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, I have one. You like the audio on it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Did you buy a new one?
Like a year ago I bought a new one. Yeah.
Okay, do yourself a favor, spend the extra $80 to get the media mod, and then you can use the microphones with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it ultimately, it's waterproof, so it's not the best audio.
Yeah.
It's acceptable, but it's got the same problem that does, where if you're moving around, the level's going to be all over the
It drops
place.
off, yeah, and comes back.
These cameras are pretty good with, you know, with controlling the level. Better than the GoPro would be.
Yeah.
But the GoPro takes a great picture, especially Christmas lights.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Why don't you hold this here? I'm going to get the pullers out.
Yep. I think that thing's going to come off pretty easily now.
Yeah, it should.
You can see how it went. Fell back in. These look like the same pullers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at that camera or whatever.
I sure wouldn't be putting a $1,000 camera on this tripod. Yeah, really easily. Hey, here's a bigger puller. Or I can probably move. Oh yeah. Just keep that heat right down on the bottom. Yeah.
So what day did you take the tree down?
Just a couple of days ago.
Yeah. We were watching some of that yesterday. While we were eating our Dominoes.
I was trying to leave everything because I figured you want to seating it, but then I realized, you're here in the daytime. Right.
I still have most of my inside stuff up. The only thing I took down was like half the kitchen, the sunroom, everything's still up.
The tree was getting a lot of needles everywhere. I wanted to leave it for this cold spell because it does help with the heat, but
yeah,
there were so many needles on the floor, it was ridiculous.
It was cool to see you use that vintage shop vac. So I think I was here when you got that, or
yes,
yeah, and I was really interested in seeing it being used, and that was a good test. And I think you were spot on when you talked about it not getting clogged with needles, which is always the problem.
Yeah, well, the hose is designed correctly because the hose itself is larger than the plastic part.
Yeah.
The newer piece of crap modern vacuum I have, the hose is smaller than the plastic part. So it allows you to suck up things that won't fit through the hose, which is ridiculous.
That's how mine is, yeah.
That's a stupid design. Not a length on the puller, but I think we're just about right.
Feel it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to put that down.
I didn't want to put it down. Yeah, that's why.
You could put it on that stool probably. Just get that wire off of there.
Yeah.
There's a couple downfalls to a carpeted bench, but it's well worth them.
Yeah, I want to do that. I mean, the sheer fact of you're less likely to lose screws and hardware.
Screws, and you're not scraping up the cabinet. So it's much better.
Yeah.
That blade might be hot.
Yeah, it's a little warm. Yeah, I did it. Let me have it in the comments.
Rude comments encouraged.
Yeah, you are allowed to rudely comment on this video, either video.
I'm not sure how we're gonna fix that.
It looks worse this way.
Okay, that's fixable.
Yeah. Could be wall art.
Well, it's aluminum, so it can be fixed.
Yeah.
As long as it's not kinked, which it's not, it can be fixed. It's just a question of how do we remotely evenly exert the force back on there to fix it. We almost need to get like something circular that's tall enough.
It's pretty hot. Look at all that.
You know what I could try to do is we could try to use the puller in the opposite direction.
Oh, and like bring it back. Yeah.
That might be our best option.
Not a bad idea.
There was a bad idea previously, but damage is done.
Right.
You want to cancel this out of the frame here? I think we'll start with that. Let's try to use the.
It's okay to put down.
Let's try to use the puller in the opposite direction. Because it's the whole hub is jacked up.
Mm-hmm. We legit, I think, have the same exact.
We need a bigger one because this is going to go through the center.
Oh yeah.
Almost time for lunch.
Oh yeah.
That's not long enough. Alright, we'll have to use a small one, and I'll have to get might have to get a washer or something.
Right.
Get the medium one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be our best bet, I think. Through here. Okay, we'll have to go into the garage and see if we can get some washers.
Okay.
Keeping it. In hindsight, we should just brought this in instead of the whole stinking bucket, but it's what it is.
Oh well.
See, this is another tool you gotta get.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where. I think it was here. That's really screwed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you see the. Same oven.
Does it look like it did, before? This looks pretty flat to me now.
It's getting closer. Yeah.
It's got a ways to go still,
Yeah.
I think. Almost at a polar length here. That's going to be a problem. Guess I'm gonna go a couple more turns. And we're gonna have to get a socket, I guess, and put that in between.
Yeah.
I think it's getting better.
I think it is. I mean, this side is noticeable to me.
Yeah, it's a lot better. No, I've never totaled anything out of this shop. I don't think, I'm not planning to make this the first unit. But usually,
Well, it came in totaled, so technically.
well, normally the damage control doesn't come in this way. Or the damage doesn't come in this way.
Yeah.
Now to add to things not going right, this is now stuck on here. I think one of those at the top over there. That one, yep. This is very good, very good washer to have for this type of work, because this will hold it in place on the over the center to hold there. This just works perfectly.
That is handy.
20-cent part. It's like makes or breaks you on this type of repair. Actually, you might be able to do this. Let's see if we put. What I need to do is I need to close this hole a little bit smaller.
To keep it from going, right?
Yep. That might work. Because what was happening is this piece was going through, and that we need that 1/4 inch. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Yeah, you can see the mark from the puller is right there.
Yeah,
So
I noticed that too.
this is where we need it to be. But this is kind of a dangerous thing to do because you're putting a ridiculous amount of force on this to undo what was done. Now, Kevin, if you're watching this, we might have some PTSD flashbacks to that whatever that motor was. when we almost died from putting that puller under way too much tension. I think that was probably one of the dumbest things that we have ever done. That was just so stupid. This is not anywhere near as bad as that was. That was awful. This is awful too, but for different reasons.
Yes, right. I was looking at it.
It looks pretty straight.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
This side looks pretty straight. And still a little.
We got to go a little bit more because it's going to flex back a little bit when we take the tension off. So we'll just keep going. We've only got a couple of threads left on the puller here. This is starting to come under a little bit more tension than I'm liking.
Spinning the washers.
Oh yeah.
It looks fairly reasonable now, I think. I see you got damage to your hub though. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that looks way better.
Well, that's a pretty low bar.
Right.
See, we were applying so much pressure, we actually enlarged this other washer.
Wow, we bored it out.
Yeah, that was a lot more force than you really should ever exert with a puller. And now that's got a nice flesh slicing tag on there. Alright, so I think we've kind of corrected the hub at this point. But there's another problem now, and that is the fact that the either the damage or the repair was not done evenly, because now the shaft is going to be on it like this, and it's not straight.
I see that.
So this is still not correct at all. This we might have to trying to figure out how we're going to apply the force that we need to straighten this out. I don't want to bend the blades anymore.
I agree.
Because I think that the blades aren't probably too bad. It's
no,
it's
it's
the hub
more the
that's
center,
just
right?
Screwed up. I might be able to use a giant seat clamp, perhaps, and put it here and kind of pull this over. We've got 6 hands in this room. Let's put them to use.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it bending at all?
I can feel it. Unless that's just the tension you're putting on it, but I almost feel like I shouldn't look at it.
Oh yeah, this is definitely dangerous.
Safety glasses.
Oh, they wouldn't help you with this.
Nope.
Safety last.
Safety last as usual.
Like a welder's mask.
Well, there's no UV rays here.
You want to be able to see.
A UV shield ain't gonna stop some metal cast iron.
Some of those look like helmets.
Alright, what does it look like now? Look right at it where the tension is and tell me, is it bending back at all?
I think it is bending back. It really is.
I hope it is.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
I can't put too much more pressure on this.
Blow the block wood apart.
It's slipping off. It's getting too dangerous. You have one of these?
C-clamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, not that size, but I
You got to add this to your list.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, it did. I will add that to the list.
It
is looking more and more normal.
Yeah, it's getting better. I've been fortunate and unfortunate in both ways to inherit tools from 3 different estates. And a lot of these tools are very, very old, quality American built tools. And as sad as it is, because these all represent, some of these are deceased relatives, but at the same time, this is a brilliant tech is living on through this.
It's living on
through this tool here.
That is kind of like my grandfather's vise that I have on my bench.
Yeah.
It's probably my father told me it's probably about 100 years old now.
Yeah, a lot of these tools are up there.
Yeah, and it'll probably skip him and go to his kid one day. That means you better teach your kids how to work on stuff and not
throw it out.
Yeah.
So I think
this-
we have to pull this side up,
Yeah.
which means we're gonna have to push this down because we can't pull from there.
This looks so much better.
How are we gonna push that down?
I can't believe this might actually work.
Oh, it's gonna work. It's not a question.
I like the attitude.
Like I said, I've never totaled anything out of this shop. This is not going to be the first piece. It's a very strange angle we have to deal with here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the right way to hit that.
What is this? Looks like a small artificial leaf.
Junk that was on the blades.
Now it's junk that's on my telephone table. That's right. Somebody hungry?
That's mine. That's my stomach.
No, you're not alone. It actually doesn't look half that
No,
bad.
it doesn't.
Which is kind of surprising because it seems like it should be. It seems like it should be a lot worse than it actually is. It's certainly not perfect, but it might be time to throw it back on the shaft and be a little more precise. Can you uncancel that from the frame?
The set screw.
Oh, we're not going to be using the set screw yet.
Okay.
We're just going to put it on partially and
Just see what happens.
yeah. You can move that telephone out of the way by a couple more inches of space. That's actually pretty
That
good.
is pretty good.
And it's slightly out of clock, but not egregiously.
No.
I've seen them worse out of the factory.
You're right. How about that?
Well, I guess what we should do is we should sand the shaft down to make this come on off a little bit easier so that you don't feel like you want to break it again.
What fun is that?
I have a lot of telephones in here, and then we'll try it out.
Calling for you.
What?
Calling for you. The telephones.
Oh, right.
Next time, think about this, call someone before you break something.
1,000%.
All right, you want to plug it in?
Yep.
You know, I got a really stupid comment a couple of days ago. Not that that's anything out of the ordinary, but I was doing this, and the individual says, "Oh, you're gonna ruin the bearings because you've made the shaft smaller."
Really?
Oh yeah, because the physics of the sandpaper. Did I jam it in? Like, are you kidding? Yeah, bearings are ruined.
Oh, it's over. Oh, speaking of, I told you about that guy Ray I met. He also does bearings.
Sweet bearings?
Yeah.
So he would machine a new bearing?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get someone who knows how to retrofit the bearing hole, and maybe this would be the person.
Yeah.
To retrofit the bearing holders to take a ball bearing instead.
Ooh.
Because in theory it can be done. If you take this is what holds the bearing. You take these welds off. I'm wasting heat. Oh, did you break the switch too?
No, that was always like that.
We'll see. We'll go back and revisit the original video. I don't remember it being like that. If we take these rivets out, I don't see why we couldn't get a bracket custom built by someone that knows how to work with sheet metal, and put a bracket on that will hold a ball bearing instead. And then this is like, it's never going to have a problem again.
He could probably do that.
So maybe he's never thought about that.
Yeah.
We just have to mention the idea to him.
Ray, if you're watching, either one of us.
Yeah, call me. We'll talk about it. And then I'm not going to give him my telephone number to call me. I know. There's so many people in the comments box that say, "Oh, can you send me a picture of this?" Sure. Well, how?
You're right.
There's certain fans like those 9-inch Lasko oscillators that I really would like to get fitted with ball bearings, because the bearings in those things were junk. And they're just consistently awful.
Hey, that would be pretty cool.
Now I put all that dust there, it's going to blow away as soon as I turn the fan on.
Move out of the way.
No kidding. Nope, we got to go more. Unless...
Well, obviously it was difficult to come off, but...
It was?
I mean, it was, yeah, of course. So what I'm wondering is, was it just gunk holding that on? Or
It could be, yeah, there could be some of that red stuff in there.
But putting it back on, is it just a product of that, or is it because we've been messing with it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to see, if there's any like score marks or something in there that shouldn't be there on the edges.
Yeah.
And I can't really see anything. No, it don't look bad.
Okay.
Set screws on a touch too tight too.
Yeah, that was like difficult to get off.
I mean, this is a very, very hard metal. If you're indenting it that much, that's an excessive amount of force.
I was really surprised how hard it was to get off.
I think that indented further than the Polar did.
I guess.
That's still not right. It shouldn't take that much force to go on there. But I actually think that has a shot of potentially being okay.
I think so too. Just from the look of it.
We gotta do a lot more sanding than that. I think that was the coarsest paper I have here. I could just go into the garage and get more coarser paper, but we'll just spend more time doing
Why would we do that?
Yeah, why make it easier? And this is where Kevin's going to tell me I should have sprayed WD-40 on the sandpaper so it doesn't clog. It's probably accurate. I mean, he doesn't usually say things that are wrong, but I just don't understand what about sandpaper clogs.
Right. I have heard of that before.
Oh, you have? That was the first time I ever heard of it.
It might have been my father who actually, years ago, I was doing something and just hit it with WD-40.
I'm sure it's true. He's not a stupid person.
No, he's not.
Although sometimes smart people do say stupid things.
Or do stupid things.
Yep, we've seen that plenty of times on his channel. So I guess this is clogged. Maybe that's the clog. I don't know. This is only going to let me do this for another minute or two. These don't have thermal protection, so you got to protect the motor from itself.
Totally.
Yeah, that's as much as I'm willing to do with that. I suppose it probably would make sense to clean this with maybe clean it with isopropyl alcohol or something. It's getting better now.
No, yeah, it really is.
Let's clean this. Let's clean this out.
Best. Curious how bad that is.
It's not as bad as a lot of the plastic ones I've seen.
Yeah, those are nasty. Of course, we've been playing around with it so much. We might have broke a lot of that loose.
I don't think that red junk was put on the metal ones.
No, I didn't see any sign of it
either. No.
Yeah.
It was just like corrosion that's in there.
I'm wondering if somebody at some point took these blades off and just absolutely crushed it, putting them back on, because there's no way they should have been that tight from the factory, or would have been.
Well, there's only one set screw mark, so
Then it's possible, I guess.
I mean it could be that someone put it on exactly the same. That's unlikely, but it is possible. I don't know. I think that it was just over tightened at the factory.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, if you look at it, it's not hard to align it properly again.
No, it's not.
So
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of the question that someone took this apart. Where is the set screw?
It is in the bag with part of the guard.
Now here's a use for the black can, not the blue can. This is not for the bearings. This one has a picture of a fan. And this one does not. Did any of those things look like a fan to you?
There's no fans
There's
in those
no
pictures.
fan. There's only saws and wrenches, and I don't know why you would put that on a nut and bolt or whatever.
There it is.
Okay, let's put it here instead of in the dust.
Sure.
All the dust that we just took out of there. speaking of the dust, let's get that out of there before we shut it on. Not that the blade itself isn't covered in dust as well.
That looks 100 times better than the mangled mess.
The better Allen keys, of course, are in the garage.
I think you just like walking back and forth to the garage and going outside.
Yep, especially when it's 13 degrees out with 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Perfect.
My favorite. That still feels pretty integral to me.
Yeah.
It's not 100%. You might want to just coat this in like JB Weld or something at some point.
That's a good idea.
I would say it's probably still fine to use. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
There is a touch of play in this rivet here, but nothing has let go. At this point, I think that we will just kind of... Is it still plugged in?
Yep.
Good. Why did you unplug it?
Safety last.
Well, that's should be plugged in then.
It's true.
Now, this is still... This hub is very sturdy.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have to cut that part out.
Oh, nice one.
Woo! Yeah, solve one problem, create 10 others. That's the way it goes. I could fix that.
Never seen that.
There's a first for everything.
Yeah, there is a first. I haven't seen that either.
I've never seen a blade so mangled either.
First for everything.
Oh.
It's not gonna work. I could do much junk in the way. Yeah, I would have preferred to do this in the garage, but it's too cold.
Oh yeah, I get
I
it.
have a better tool set for this type of work in here. Help me break the top part of it off too?
Yeah, let's do it.
I've got to put a lot of force on this to get it to move. I can't believe I just got it that perfect in one shot.
I can't believe that either. Wow.
I mean, you can't get it much better
No.
than that.
Oh my gosh. Hey, look at that. Look at that hub. I mean, it's.
Jeez. Now we have to, we have to fix something else, but I think what
How does that even hold on? Was it?
I think it might have been welded and it was rusting out.
Yeah.
What we can probably do to fix this is, because I don't know of a good welder that would bother with this.
No.
That's another thing I don't have. I don't have a good welder.
Yeah. I don't know a welder either.
I'm surprised Russ doesn't have one with all the metal frames he deals with. What we can do is we can just put a couple bolts through here.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to get a ridiculous amount of washers to space it back.
Mhm.
I might have some on hand if you want to try to correct this now.
All right. Well, we're in it, so.
Yeah. And I'll cover that because
I'm not. Yeah, whatever.
I would say the blade is pretty much fixed.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm actually a little bit surprised I was able to get that precise. But that looks pretty good to me.
Looks really good.
Other than, the warpage to the,
Yeah.
whatever that spindle thing, I can't, we would have to take that off and then probably put it into a vise and re-rivet it.
And
That's
right.
probably beyond what's worth doing.
It is
It's just
way
cosmetic.
beyond. I agree.
I think the fan will run fine like this.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you unplugged it for some reason, so now we can't even test it.
Here we go. Apparently I can't move it. There we go.
This tripod is really making me quite nervous.
No, you're fine.
Ah, it's gonna cut off your finger. Yeah, it's pretty badly out of balance. It looks better, I guess, than it actually is.
It's also that.
It doesn't help that the frame is broken either, but you can see the whole cage is shaking pretty good. I'm really surprised how strong this blade is. Let's try that. It's an improvement.
It is an improvement.
I don't think we'll ever get it perfect because it's too tedious and frustrating to try to balance it without an actual blade balancing apparatus.
Yeah. It is an improvement. Cabin's not moving all over the place.
No, this is nearing usable, I think.
Yeah.
That sound, of course, would not be there.
No.
It's just because the thing is busted up. Still doesn't shake as bad as the Alaska product.
Oh,
I would say that's not too bad.
it's not bad. You can kind of feel it on the spin down a little bit.
Yeah. What it was, I think that's not too bad.
I think that's pretty good.
And it's definitely out of balance.
Yeah.
And at some point, we might need to start just playing with weight instead of the alignment.
Right.
Because the clock is pretty reasonable at this point, all things considered. It actually feels surprisingly in balance. it's slicing right through my finger. Give me a break. There's still one blade that's too far forward.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's not by a whole lot though.
No.
But it's 10 times worse.
Yep.
So this is the game you start to play with the clock. When it's this mangled, the clock is not going to tell you the whole picture.
Nope.
So, yeah, I think at this point we're going to have to fix it with weight, because now it's getting worse. So what we'd have to do is we would have to put this blade is still too far forwards, I guess. I'm trying to put it back, but at some point I think there's not going to be a lot of return to keep playing with the clock.
I agree.
I feel like it's just getting worse now.
Yeah, I think that one shot was a couple tries ago was the best.
Yep. Well, that's unfortunately the part of the guess and check game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get it the best you can, you don't know, you try to make it a little better.
Yeah,
and
and
make
you
it
go
worse.
backwards.
Yep. And that's exactly what happened. I'll try to undo what I did. The likelihood of me actually getting it is pretty slim. Now we're just making it worse. So let's just leave the clock approximately where it should be, and then we'll have to play with the weight. And of course, every time you bend it too is a risk.
Yep, and
Because you're flexing.
integrity.
Yeah. All right, that looks pretty reasonable. I think we'll leave it there for the clock, and we'll try to add some weights to the back.
Awesome startup sound.
Yep, we should have left it. Something's coming loose, is it?
That's what I'm wondering.
I think it's just the separation of the spindle and the hub here. But you could fix that just by filling this in with some kind of glue.
Yeah.
So what we would have to do now is we'll have to get like some wire. We'll wrap a piece of wire around each blade, and we find the light side of it. Actually, you know, this might be so far off that I wonder if a lawnmower blade balancer would tell us anything. I know those aren't very precise, but this is so far off.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
It's in the garage, of course.
Of course.
So we'll try a lawnmower blade balancer. This might not be precision enough, but we'll see. I think it's time to take a lunch break.
I'm good with that. I was in the restroom and I remembered my microphone was on me and I didn't know if you came back and unpaused it, so I turned it off. I looked down and I was like, whoa, the microphone's on. It's only a matter of time before that actually happens.
Yep, I've run into that myself. I don't think that the incremental size on this is the correct. Well, maybe that is.
Is that block still around?
Yes. It's not a block, it's a block.
Oh, that's right, sorry. Get it right.
Well, I think that's kind of showing that this is the lighter of the blades. But this might not be helping us here because the problem is that it's mangled, not necessarily that one blade is. You know, if the blade came out of the factory and they were trying to balance it, this would be helpful, but I think it's a different problem.
It's not gonna fit.
It don't want to fit that way for some reason. Now it looks like it's a perfect balance. To me, it looks like this is a little bit higher over here.
That's the one I was watching.
So I think what we'll do is
Yeah,
we'll
it
take,
is. That's a little higher.
we'll take a piece of wire and we'll wrap it around the blade and we'll see if adding a little bit of extra weight helps. I can't see where it was now. Which one did we say it was?
I think it was this one. What do you see, Eddie?
It's that one.
This one?
Yeah, looks like it.
I hope that's not just deception from the mangled. Alright, let's put that back on and see if there's any difference.
First, I just want to see. Ready?
I don't think it does any better. No. I think it's actually worse.
I think it is too.
That's annoying because the clock looks pretty good at this point.
It does.
Only... Wow, the clock is actually really quite good. That's like factory spec decent.
Unless we just flat out get the wrong.
Okay. So one of the blades is shorter than the other two now. And it's this one, so I suspect this is the one that should have the weight. Now, it could also be that this is either not enough to make a difference or it's too much. You'd be surprised how little makes a significant difference on these blades. At least the plastic ones anyways. I balance probably more plastic ones than metal. I don't think that's any better either.
No. What's inevitably going to happen is
We're going to replace the blade.
we're gonna get it to a point where we like it and it's good, and then one of us is gonna come across a new old stock blade somehow.
I think that's better.
That is better.
So it might just need more or less weight.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a good stopping point for now. Let's get some food, and then when we're not hungry and agitated, we can try to get it a little bit better. But at least we've identified where the weight needs to go.
Yeah. All right.
Hey.
Hey. Well, with full stomachs, I don't know if that's going to make us any smarter, but maybe less irritable.
Yes, definitely less irritable. So let's put on a washer to add some extra weight and see what that does.
It'll sound like loose change in a dryer.
That will. That's pretty bad.
Jump off the bench.
It's like a brand new 3733.
Yeah. So that's probably too much weight at this point. It still doesn't shake as bad as a Lasco product, though.
No.
Oh yeah, that's great. Working perfect. I really can't tell yet if it's too much or too little.
I can't tell either.
It's a stupid, annoying game of guess and check and get it wrong most of the time. it's getting worse now.
Worse?
It's definitely pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's severely out of.
It sounds great.
Perfect fan to use in the bedroom.
Yeah, yes.
Severe hearing loss. Chuck it in.
My knees apparently are in better shape between the two of us.
I think so. It doesn't seem like it's changing.
No. God.
Unless it's just that far out that it's not making any difference.
Could be.
I'm still mad that we didn't just leave it alone like it was.
We were so close. It had the startup sound again.
These aren't that heavy. I guess I can see why it's not making any difference.
I didn't see where that one went. I see it.
I don't understand how it can't be making it better or worse.
It's like no change. That was my other thought too. We're on the wrong blade.
That's a possibility. But then it should still be getting better or worse. It shouldn't just have no effect
it should be making it
whatsoever.
definitely worse.
I think that's objectively worse.
That's definitely worse.
That's like a movie.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
I don't understand why this is not having any effect. Is there something that I'm missing here? Is this an illusion?
It is quite odd.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too.
It's like a mystery.
Now we're back to the blade that we was originally dealing with. That was a cool sound.
The startup sound. It's a little better.
Yeah, I think that is slightly better.
The fan's not jumping all over the bench.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would need it. Like it's got to be very off. I don't think that it's just slightly off.
Right.
So I'm surprised that I don't think like this would be too much. But I don't know. So that's obviously too much,
That's too
because
much.
that's made it worse, but that's hardly any. I don't understand why there's no change. Something is weird here.
Could it be with the hub? Or the, I mean, the hub looks straight.
But no matter what, there should
There
always
should be a
be some
change.
effect.
It should be either more out of balance.
Something should be changing, and it's not. That's why I don't understand.
I've been watching the motor like mount down here or whatever, and it's not like that's bouncing everywhere.
It's just awful. It's horrible.
Yeah, I can definitely
I hate the.
I could definitely see when those blades were spinning from the back. I can definitely see where it's like misshapen
In what way?
towards the hub, where the blades connect, or where the blades connect.
Yeah, the hub is still not. 100%,
Yeah, but what I'm saying
and it
is,
never
like-
will be.
like where the blade connects to whatever you call this. I guess the hub, the outer part of the hub. Because like if you just like watch it from behind.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That is pretty out.
And I think that is where
That probably is the source of the problem.
problem is catching that with your eye
Well-
and grabbing it.
If you want to leave it here, I can play with it some more and see what I can do.
Okay, sure.
This way we're not just wasting the time.
Yeah.
If there's nothing interesting about this.
No, this is
I can work on this by myself.
okay. TBD.